We do not own the rights to anything or any music that's heard during the duration of this podcast. Also, a lot of these shows will have explicit content. So if you are not a fan of any cursing or profanity, you may want to walk away, but that does not mean that every show will consist of such. I know y'all tired of it, but we got a new season of The Past. Welcome to season 8, the Mamba Year. Podcast available on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of your podcast platforms. Here you'll get a dose of content related to tech, the productivity world, and most importantly, how to be a better you. The theme for this year, personally, is receiving grace. And we definitely want to do better with receiving it and being open to being a better us from who we were a year ago. So this is season 8 of The Past, and I hope you all enjoy.
All right, back at it again with the recordings. I feel like I haven't done these in an eternity, so what fitting way to come back to what has been working or is beneficial than to start the new year off right as we're like a couple days into the year with a walking unplug. Um, I will warn you now, I'm a little rusty, so it's probably not going to be the most intimate walking and talking, but it's cold. I got gloves. The timer has begun. So, as the age old phrase goes, let's do this. You all will hear this maybe today because I have a podcast in the queue that needs to be edited and uploaded. So, I will be working on that one today, as well as another one to be named later, and it should generate some good dialogue, good space, things of that nature. Before we start, I just realized I'm doing my morning walk, and I usually get all these little things to prepare for the walk, and I brought 2 fidgeting devices, all while realizing that I'm literally going to be walking with gloves on. So the fidgeting accessories should just stay back. They do not need to be on these strips. But we'll disregard that and kind of let the new year be the new year. So although you will be hearing this a few days into the year, welcome to the first walk of 2024, and I will be the first to admit that I can't speak for anybody else, but the year has been very uplifting. Um, I was introduced to a planning idea that will challenge me a little bit because I've realized that bullet journaling works, but bullet journaling isn't personally giving me the results that I would like to accomplish planning at its full potential. So I have still gonna probably, I mean, let's face it, I paid for the newer version of the bullet journal. It's the limited edition. I'm gonna use it by far, but because I don't want to do the same thing I did the year before, where in the midst of me doing bullet journaling, I went digital, and digital planning was okay, but digital planning wasn't its most perfect form at the time. I think now I could go into it a little bit more receptive and open. Um, but I got introduced to the Legend Planner, which a friend of mine has been using it for a while. She likes it. So I'm all about, trying something out, see how it works to my liking or disliking, and let the let the results speak for themselves. Um, a great day, any day above ground, it's always a great day. Uh, we hear age old phrase, and it's a valid phrase when you really think about it. It's a great day to have a great day. So today is a great day to have a great day. And I will admit that I'm having probably one of the best set of days that I've had in a while. And it's nothing like immense that has or hasn't happened, but I'm just in a more stable mindset and perspective with things than I would have been 5, 10 years ago, or even 5 or 10 months ago. Um, I'm nearing what I like to call my multi-milestone madness, aka in 2 months it will be a year in my current role, but also 2 months after that it will be 2 years that I've been full time with my company. And I say this because I had a conversation of this magnitude yesterday. You sometimes don't realize where you are or why you're there, but over time you realize you're where you need to be. And if you didn't need to be there, you would have already not been doing that thing. Um, Another topic came up too, and this might be the main gist of this walk for this discussion. I am a huge advocate, huge talker of I want to put time in my business. I want to design. I want to create content, all of that stuff. The content creation, and I'm going to say this, and a lot of people who listen or have heard me do these walks or even just listen to my podcast will understand. Those things that take a little bit of time and can almost be seen as like mundane, minimal tasks, they don't take you down. They don't affect you that bad. And what I mean by that is if you say, hey, I'm going to sit down and record a podcast. You're going to sit down and record a podcast. The recording's going to be done with all the technicalities that take up the most time. Blogging or newsletters. I've been blogging for so long that I don't even give a thought anymore. Like there are some days that I still have to like realize that I was probably on the quote unquote blogosphere before blogging became popular. Like right now it's kind of unpopular, but for those who like reading different articles or thoughts, it's right up their alley or right up their wheelhouse. So it's been a joy to resurrect my newsletter. But notice, blogging, podcasting, posting videos on TikTok, things of that magnitude don't have that much of an impact on like Like they require effort, of course, but they don't require as much effort as someone saying, "Hey, I need a website, I need a logo, I need brand identity, things of that nature." And I want to be clear. It's not that I don't think those things are important, and it's not that I don't think that I'm able to do them. It's more along the lines of you have that worry or that fear of, all right, I'm going to do my first few logos. I go back and look at them and I'm like, what in the world? But the, it was less about me and more about the person who needed the design done being satisfied with what they received. So, as the age old phrase goes, win win, right? Um, but like websites, I have been trying to personally break my quote unquote website virginity for a long time. So much so that, and a lot of people have maybe aware of this, some people probably have no clue. I am a bigger fan of using plug and play based designing than to sit there and design a page raw and from scratch. For instance, I give them time. I have a hunch Canva is going to implement that type of a feature to do web design. And I'm speaking very wild, so just slow walk with me on this one. Uh, but yeah, like Canva, obviously Adobe. I I don't I don't know what I was thinking, but I still think about this so frequently that I wish I had found a way to get um, Adobe Muse accessible on my computer. And the only reason I say that is because it was one of the most simple yet resourceful ways to design a web page. Because you did all of the designing right then and there. And once you were done, it would upload to wherever you needed to go. Spinning back to the initial statement, of course, and I know I'm always going to do this with podcasting, so or walks in this case. Um, I really know that there's more that I'm trying to do and would like to get done, but I also have to remember to be patient with myself, and most importantly, which scares a lot of people on this world, earth, whatever, is being patient with the process. As a developer, as a content creator, as a software engineer, nothing is going to be, here you go, it works, you're done. It's, hey, this is not what I need. Can you fix it? And I need this fixed immediately. And that's business wise, personal wise, and real world wise. I have a phone. It is low on battery. How do I get more charge to this phone? Do I use as many people know, do I use one of the thousands of MagSafe chargers that I have? Do I connect it to a power bank? Am I in a space where I can just plug it in somewhere, let it rock? All solutions. Or do I just not use the phone? Here's another idea. Do I put it in airplane mode? A lot of people don't think when you put your phone in airplane mode, this is not a myth, this is an actual thing. If you put your phone in airplane mode, it actually reduces the battery usage and it's not used as often. And I think sometimes we don't realize that because we're just so accustomed to being on the phone all day long, and it just works. But from experience, if you put your phone in airplane mode, turn off data, it makes a big difference. But the only problem is when you turn it back on, you'll get all the notifications that while it was off. So that's the risk, quote unquote, risk reward behind that. So yeah, finding and coming up with solutions is very key in our day to day lives, whether we know it or not. Still got another minute left. Nah, we've been coasting. I want to say this while the year has started, and to anybody who hears this, I want it to be known. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you if you've taken time to offer feedback. I appreciate you if you've just turned on whatever podcast platform you have and listened to the show. And most of all, I appreciate you if you've just been there. And when I say been there, you've been there. Like as as my friend perfectly said it yesterday. If you know, you know. If you've been there through the good times, the bad times, the ugly times, the happy times, the annoyed times, the I don't want to be bothered times, it doesn't go unnoticed. But I really want people to find a thing and truly not be as stressed or pressed with trying to find that thing. Let it happen on its own, and don't, like, most importantly, don't force it. Things that get forced don't work. And me saying that from an immaculate clip of experience, I can say that because there were a lot of times I was trying to force stuff to work that just won't gonna work. And now me being who I am and how I function, my bandwidth is very, very sacred. And I know now at this point in my life, I can give as much of me as I can to whoever. But a lot of people aren't gonna get the same back. For the longest time, it hurt. But I'm dealing with that pain a lot better now and finding like ways to not be as quote unquote held in contempt by it or holding myself up from being a better me in that process. I'm gonna get this last message and then I'm gonna continue this workout. In our lives, we place people in different sections. Whether you've been to a concert, whether you've been to an event, whether you've been to any type of a speaking engagement, this is a thing without being a thing. There are going to be people who are in VIP. There are going to be people who are front row. There are people who are going to be in the crowd. There are going to be folks that are in the balcony. There are going to be folks at the concession stands or the ticket box. And there are going to be folks who can't get in. These spaces and areas are people in your life. Some people give VIP treatment to you and know they have VIP treatment and value that VIP treatment. Right now, if I were to look at my phone, I can tell you who my VIPs are with no hesitation. There are some people who have the VIP green light, but they're not working towards VIP. They're just like, hey, I'm available, but I also got my own stuff going on. They're front row. You have some that are just there to keep track and just, in so many words, be nosy. They're in the audience. They're just there. They're not on front row. They're like in general seating. They may be in the balcony. Some people swear they know what's what and don't have not a single clue. Those are your folks at the concession stands and at the ticket booth. And there are those who will never really understand you for where you are. And it challenges you and it hurts you the most because you would love for them to be inside, even if they aren't in VIP, at least front row, And those are the folks that can't get in, or those are the folks that are not even interested in trying to come to your event. Because at the end of the day, whether you realize it or not, you're the star of the show. You're always going to be the star of the show to yourself, not to everybody else. To everybody else, it then factors in and breaks down what tier, what layer they're at in your life. And I really want people to like hone in on that and really look at like their contacts, look at their maneuvers, their actions, their ways of being, their ways of living, their ways of doing, and just really consider the spaces that people are in and or the spaces that people have put themselves in. Because a lot of times, and this is something that I've had to really, really sit with as I finish this up, a lot of people put themselves where they were. You didn't put them, like, no one's, I'm not in a position while I'm performing or while I'm doing my thing to take you out of VIP and put you in the balcony. You politely said, "Oh, VIP ain't for me. I don't think this gonna work. So let me operate from the balcony, or let me operate from outside, because I'm just not in the flow with this performance," and that's okay. And for the longest time, on a personal level, it was not okay for me, but now it's okay. Like, I understand it, and I think I understand it more. I understand it more since my 40th birthday in 2022. When that transition happened, because I'm still like, I know what I did for my birthday, but I don't remember like the specifics of movement or anything. But I know I was out. Um, I probably got pictures, of course, but um, I didn't. I was really simple and low key about my birthday last year. Um, and I'm thinking about that. I'm really, really sitting here like, hold on, what did I do? Oh, I was like, cool. It's the fidget cube. By the way, it's probably one of my favorite accessories. We're gonna check this, and then we're going to be done. I really don't remember what I did for my birthday last year. Well, not last year, but my 40th, my 40th. I really didn't want to do a whole lot. I really didn't have like much of a people presser, if you will. I really and truly just chilled for my birthday that year. Wow, we got a little ways to go. We're gonna find this, and then we wrapping up. I ain't gonna hold y'all with this one because it could easily turn into a forever thing, and I don't want it to be a forever thing. June, February. That's a funny quote. My vibe is expensive. It still is. this and still is. I know it was before I started working out, because I've been doing the gym grind for a year now. October. Okay, we're getting close. What were we doing? 25th. All right. Peace. I was about to say, I know it's my birthday. Yes. Okay, now I remember. Haha, brain came back. So my birthday this year was like more chill. Like, I really didn't link up and do a whole lot. And then my boy hit me up and was like, "Hey, let's go play pool." And I was like, "Bet, say less." And we played pool. We went to a pool hall, and I didn't do much of the interacting over the top. Matter of fact, the day before, I met up with my crew at that time, and everybody came over. We all hung out, had a few drinks, and kind of lounged out. Rolled into the 40, and then the following day it was like, all right, this is officially the day, so let's what we doing, what we on. So I was able to get like an invite, went out, played pool, had a few drinks, got to just unplug. Like I really wasn't looking for anything like extreme and over the top. And sometimes you need, and the age old phrase less is more. All right, I'm gonna finish this up because if I keep talking, we would not get through this podcast. But on some real, man, like really pay attention to your day ones, pay attention to your day twos, pay attention to your day zeros, pay attention to the ones that show up but don't show up, and you'll be able to configure who and where people belong. And then, like I said, they're gonna put themselves where they belong. But most importantly, if you're working on stuff for yourself, work on it and don't be stressed out about how it does or doesn't turn out. All right? I don't want this to be too long because then I got to edit all this. Until next time, this is BT signing out. Peace.
Truly hope you all enjoyed the show. Definitely was a lot to unpack, but I know you'll walk away with something important. As I share at the end of each season, do find your way to get into podcasting if it's something you would like to do. My podcasts are currently recorded via Buzzsprout. Been very good to me. If you want to learn more about using them, definitely hit me up at thepastbtpod@gmail.com. And also the microphone that you're hearing me on is the Blue Yeti X. Have been rolling with it for over 3 years. We've been doing this ride for quite some time, so I hope someone could find this mic useful. Again, find those people who are good or helpful in what you're trying to do to be better today than you were yesterday. The primary goal is to be 1% better. Hope you all have an amazing day, and we'll be back again to do this next time.